Hello everybody. I'm here to film a card that we did at our last stamp gathering, and people liked this card and they wanted the instructions so they could figure it out. Okay. It's a simple waterfold card using the Zany zebras, which is a really cute stamp set. Has some nice birthday sentiments. I copied this card from a fellow demonstrator named Jessie Holton from Australia. She used the same set, but she did her card in metric measurements, and I changed it so that it was in inches. Let's get started. For this card, we're going to need, of course, a card base. That is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. We have the inside pieces, that is Whisper White, 4 by 5 1/4, and the same size on a piece of DSP for the front. And we need 3 pieces of Whisper White that are 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. I've already stamped our zebras on there. We need 3 pieces that these will be layered on, and they are 2 3/4 by 2. We need this piece, which is the mechanism, which is 2 inches by 8 1/2 inches, and it's scored at 2, 2 1/2, and 3. And this little piece does all the work. It's part of the mechanism. We're going to put it around here. The width doesn't really matter. This particular piece was 3/4 inch by 4. And basically, you fold it back so that this will slide nicely between it, and then that they don't quite meet. So with that, let's get started putting this together. We can start with our card base, and I'm actually going to use this one. It has the a DSP layer already on it, and you can see that I've already pulled some things off of this card. The people who were at were stamping will tell you that we had some difficulty putting it together wrong. So meanwhile, we're going to layer these pieces. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is take this mechanism piece and fold it back at each of those score lines. Then having, okay, this is going to be the front of our pull strip. We're going to use the whatever tag punch that is. And we're going to stick that all the way in there and punch a tag end. Then we're going to take our adhesive and put a strip We're going to take this piece and bend it at all the score lines. We're going to take our tag punch and punch that long end with the tag punch. Okay, and then we're going to lay our piece this way with, and this is very important, this is where we went wrong before. You want your tagged end to the top, and then we're going to put adhesive between our score lines and right below our score lines. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal Plus. It is an adhesive that is pretty much as strong as the tear and tape. Okay, then we're going to take our zebras and line them up with the top by the first score line. We'll take the next one and put it by the next score line. And you want to, line them up here so that they cover the top of each other. And then we'll take the last one and put it by the top score line. Okay, so then we have our zebras on here. Okay, we're going to then take it and turn it over, and we're going to put our mechanism right down here. And I'm going to put a couple layers of the Stampin' Seal Plus, and we're going to take our mechanism and lay it down here so that the fold lines are just to either side of our pieces of our mechanism. Fold the top down, fold these pieces in, and this is where you really want a strong adhesive. I'm going to put a few little pieces of this, because this is the only part that's going to hold it to our card base. Okay, so I'm going to put it on this card base, and as you can tell, I've already used this card base and pulled this mechanism off. We did that during class because we were messing around. Okay, so I'm going to lay that on there, press them down good, and our card is ready to work. Okay, so then we did a little bit more stamping. And, okay, so if you pull this out all the way, you can see how much is going to show here. And so we put a sentiment. I put "Happy Birthday, You Party Animal" here. And then when you have this closed, that doesn't show. And so, but meanwhile, when it's closed, you also have some room down here at the end. And I put "It's Time to Celebrate." So if you pull this, then you see your zebras, and it opens up your next sentiment. You have your card here, and we'll put in our previously stamped card base, or card layer. That's better. Okay, so then all we did is put a little piece of ribbon in our ends, and our card was done.